On August 5th, 2019, I started waking up at 6 a.m. so I could be productive in first year university. And here's how my experience went. 7 a.m. the usual morning. Now for those of you who didn't watch my morning routine video in September, the 3 main things on my list are mainly working out, meditating, and reading. And if we add in eating and showering and all the other prepping I need to do, it takes less than 2 hours for me to get ready for school. So here's a quick list of what exactly I did, and you can pause the video right now to get a good look at it. Now remember, this is 2 hours between when I wake up and when I leave the house for school. The biggest difference is motivation. It's like that feeling when you walk into your first lecture and you don't actually feel like you're a waste of oxygen. If you try working out before class, you might know what I mean. When you exercise, your body releases a bunch of chemicals, like endorphins, which is a natural painkiller and mood lifter. For me, just knowing that I've accomplished something at the beginning of the day makes me feel a little better about myself later on. Now, reading and journaling in the mornings is a huge game changer. I think I've been able to be a lot more self-aware and mindful about the things happening around me in life because I've had all that time in the morning to reflect on just about everything. And it doesn't matter when you wake up, that's not what this is about. Whether you do your routine at 6 a.m. or 12 p.m., the important thing is how you start your day and not when. Now, waking up at 6 just happened to give me enough time in my schedule to comfortably fit in all these healthy activities before I need to start my day. And it's probably going to be different for you depending on your schedule and what you need to do in the mornings as well. The routine went well most of the time. In September, I uploaded my university morning routine video and made small changes to it over time. But for the most part, it was consistent until quarantine started. Although I did make multiple exceptions. During weekends, I would hit up some friends and stay up all night doing Bible studies. On school days when I had a big project due or I needed to stay up late, or when I felt sick, I wouldn't force myself out of bed. Now, I never pushed myself to do the morning routine when I didn't feel like it, but most of the time the routine itself is what made me feel better. Being flexible really just made it easier for me to start. If I followed through, then good on me, and if I didn't, I wouldn't beat myself up for it. It wasn't a super strict schedule, and in that sense, it removed a lot of the pressure I had to stick to it. And because of that, there was absolutely no fear of commitment. I wasn't afraid of trying to stick to it and failing. Now, the biggest struggle I had was probably seasonal sadness. And it's that short couple of weeks where I feel like super lonely and I don't want to get out of bed at all. And it's rather common actually, you might have it too. Now, I'm generally a rather positive person, but the fact that I needed to go to sleep at 9 to maintain my schedule means sometimes I had to choose between hanging out with friends or throwing my entire life off balance. And because I really value socializing, especially with the people I care about, having to turn them down for late night hangouts wasn't easy. And it's been especially hard to deal with the lonely mornings, especially since quarantine started in March. And so because of that, I pushed back my entire routine and still had quite a bit of trouble committing to it. So if you're someone who really values staying up late with friends, I suggest that you either find a super close and dedicated person in your life who wants to do this with you, or try and fit playing with friends into your schedule. Otherwise, the early nights and early mornings are going to feel lonely from time to time. Because I usually cope with a lot of negative emotions by hanging out with my friends, this wasn't easy for me. I think it really is amazing. It really did change my life. This year I was able to read more books, exercise almost every day, and my mornings were much less stressful because now I had all the time in the world to prepare for school. So if you're able to be in bed by, let's say, 10 p.m., I highly recommend 6 or 7 a.m. mornings. It's been a total game changer for me, and I really believe that if you can find a healthy way to spend that extra time in the mornings, it will totally change your life as well. Now click here to see my quarantine routine and what I did after the lockdown, and click here to see a video that's been recommended for you by YouTube. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.